fucking full of shit. You and fucking all the liberals. Get the fuck
liberals,
out of here.
sir.
All
I'm
you
saying
guys.
is put your mask on right if it's a big deal. It is.
Savo. Right. You came up on me quick, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's my room, cuz. Dude, look at this. Look at this.
Hey, that's not me, though. So relax.
Fuck. Yeah. Fuck, man. Oh, shit. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Fucking A, man.
Security almost got on us. We got tailed for a little bit.
I know that's on. I'm not stupid. Why is it pointed at me?
I'm sorry, what's that?
You can't take pictures.
In the mall?
Yeah.
Why not?
It's code of conduct.
Okay, just let me finish.
By every door.
What's that?
They are by every door.
What signs that say I can't film?
Door. Entering.
So Kevin happened to just break up with a girl he was seeing. Me and the boys, we're gonna be spray painting his car, and he's gonna think it's the girl that he just broke up with today. Fake spray paint, it's chalk spray paint, it's completely harmless, it won't fuck up a car at all.
Yeah. You got that verse?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Some of it. Yeah.
Alright.
Are you laying low? Are you running to sit down?
No, I'm not. I talked to her. It was sad. She cried, but I let her down easy, and I told her it's true. She don't think you're good people. I just want to be alone. I don't want to be your boyfriend. I don't want to fucking.
Did she seem mad after all that?
Nah, she wasn't mad. She was mad at first, and then she calmed down. She was just sad, and that was a lot of shit.
So you're just paranoid, Savo, lock the doors.
I was at first because she don't got nothing to lose. You take a girl that's got nothing to lose. If you don't got if you don't got a career or some shit, you ain't got nothing to lose by fucking just going and piecing up somebody's car. You know what I mean? And that's what they do. They go for the car.
Dude, that's how you get your kid taking fucking wacky bitches.
I guess that's true. Yeah, you can't just go smashing up people's shit.
Kev just said he's going to sleep. I think it's showtime. Would you be able to be like, Kevin, someone was just out there fucking with your car? Because it won't be believable coming from me.
Kevin, Kevin, are you up? What? Kevin, somebody's out there spray painting your car or something. Come on.
What? She got me? She got me! She got what? She got me! She got the fucking car! Bro, what the fuck?
No.
Bring the camera.
No, watch out. Oh my god.
I knew it!
No.
I knew it!
Does insurance cover this shit?
What's that say, dick? Does that say dick? Does it say dick?
Tree. Asshole.
Yo, I knew it! They always go for the car!
Did she just do it?
Scumbag.
Yo, she just did it!
I'm here, and that's me. They wait. Someone give me a sound check real quick. Does this sound okay? I actually have feedback in the mic because it's running through GarageBand. Someone tell me you can hear me. Just tell me you can hear me, and I'll explain what you're watching. What's this cat saying? I'm just gonna go chill. Y'all be safe, and you as well, Kev. Do good on your slide 4. We're good. Okay. Nah, so I just thought people would get a kick out of this. This is a year ago. I was seeing this girl that was a little nutty, and my brothers put 2 and 2 together, and they're pranksters. So the tallest one there, yeah, that's the youngest yet tallest brother, and he went and got removable chalk spray paint and pieced up my car and made me think the girl did it. They got me really good on this.
She got me! She got me! She got what? She got me! She got the fucking car! Bro, what the fuck?
No.
Bring the camera.
No, watch out. Oh my god.
I knew it!
No.
I knew it!
Does insurance cover this shit?
What's that say, dick? Does that say dick? Does it say dick?
Tree. Asshole.
Yo, I knew it. They always go for the car. Did she just do it?
Scumbag.
Yo, she just did it. Grab a rack. Dude, it was like a drive-by spray painting. She was so quick.
Wow.
Yo, go grab a rack or something, dude. It's so fresh. You can get it off right now. Boy, am I fucking lucky, dude. She probably just did it.
Wow.
I knew it, dude. They always go for the car. That's what these hoes do. They always go for the fucking car.
Right here too.
Where?
Right here.
What? Yeah.
She just did this, bro.
Where? What does that say? Someone get a light over here.
I thought you guys were cool.
Scumbag. It says scumbag.
It's a scumbag.
Hold on. Give me a rag. You got a rag? Did you wet it?
No,
Were you a fucking idiot? Go wet it, dude.
It's fake spray paint.
Yeah, Durant will get it.
It won't stain at all?
No.
You fucking prick, Mark.
That's fucked up. That is fucked up. These are work pants.
Oh, okay, that's why. All right, can you do a Sly Cooper test run? It's a Sly Cooper cat. Yeah, no, we ain't doing no Sly Cooper today. So, Red Pill Cats, check in. We're doing this odd little transition from this being a gaming platform to being cats that followed me from Rollo Tomasi that came over here that are probably a little confused as to what's going on over here. But I thought it was funny, Rollo Tomasi mentioning the Masculine Geeks platform. I should still look them up, but I'm like, that sounds like me. I'm a masculine geek. And Savo, the character in the Adventures of Savo, is a masculine simp. And that's like the joke of it, like how serious he takes his mission of pursuing hoes. But how am I not a masculine geek? Like, look, the roid acne, and then the this is from Sly Cooper, but I rather go with the Claw Gang symbol because it's a symbol from the game than an actual image of Sly Cooper on the check-in. So, you know, feel free to call in and kick it with me. We're accepting super chats for the Adventures of Savo, which episode 2 is on its way. I'll see if I can pull up a clip for you guys, but I mainly just do live streams at the moment until I'm a little bit more well established to check in with everybody and see what's going on. I like to hear from you guys, so feel free to call in. But so the interesting thing for the guys that are just coming over here from the Red Pill platforms, the interesting thing is I got caught in this sub world. My story is YouTube just used to be the place for me to do video game reviews, and I'm not the biggest gamer in the world, but the games that I'm a fan of, I can talk about and obsess over at length. So Sly Cooper is one of them. So you'll find 20 Sly Cooper videos on here. And then time and time again, I would talk to guys that follow the gaming content. And when we got to speaking personally, if they hit me personally, eventually we would go from talking about gaming to talking about how their life is a mess and how they're an incel and how, or questions would come up about how to improve their social life. So live streams are your thing. You're good at it. I'd like to think that, but my setup is horrific and I don't often have a guest and I don't often have a topic. I just like to come in and take calls and talk with people. But so the interesting thing for the Red Pill Cats watching, like I said, so a lot of cats would express their issues to me about how they're incels and ask about how to improve their social life or how to improve their game with women and things like that. So I started making videos about those topics and I started improperly using the term incel. I guess I wasn't fully aware of what a real incel is. And funny enough, I know the incel black pill cats and they're here in the stream. As soon as they hear incel black pill, they come out. They're like, we're here for it and we're here to represent. They kind of talk about this black pill shit like it's a cause, like it's an ideology, like really worth speaking up for, which is really, really interesting. So at one point in all of our lives as men, there's a point where we're still figuring out how to be social and how to talk to women and how to make friends and how to up their social game in general. And usually during this period of time, we are involuntarily celibate. We wouldn't be celibate if we had a say in the matter. If we could attract women and sleep with them, we would be sleeping with women. But there's a point, you know, sometime around puberty, sometime around school, it's a little different for everybody, where we cannot get ourselves laid. And I figured that's an involuntary celibate. So I thought I was an incel. I mean, I guess I can't classify myself as that because these guys say I'm too good looking and I'm a Chad and I'm this, that, and the third, which is interesting. Never referred to myself as a Chad, never referred to myself as the super handsome cat or anything like that. But by their standards, that's what I am. So it's interesting. I mean, I figured there was a point where all of us are sort of incels until we learn to improve ourselves, at least based on the terminology involuntarily celibate. Anytime you cannot get yourself laid, you are involuntarily celibate. You wouldn't be celibate if you could get yourself laid, if you could make yourself attractive to women, but you can't, so you're involuntarily celibate. But like much other things in life, the terminology is skewed, and incel is supposed to mean a little bit more than that. And then I learned about the black pill, which from what I can remember seems to just be the pill of no hope. And I get this a lot from the gaming cats because the gaming world is a great escape for people who find themselves in this boat. So there's a book on Amazon, and this is what I used as the cover. This is by an author, Dr. Castle, who looks like a Chad. I'm looking up here. Dr. Castle received his doctoral degree in the social sciences with focus and an honest reflection on masculinity research. Okay. And he's a good-looking cat. Looks muscular. Looks like he's got the jawline. Look like what the incel cats like to poke fun at. You're a Chad, or you're traditionally good-looking, which is interesting. Today it seems, and here's the so the paperback is $12.99. The Kindle is $4.99. This is the Black Pill Theory: Why Incels Are Right and You Are Wrong. This is worth reading and doing a little book report on, honestly. Today it seems that, this is the description of the book. Today it seems that almost everyone has a view on what it means to be an incel and why these sexless men behave the way they do. The irony is that very little of this debate is informed sincerely with scientific data, which I guess I'd agree with, or by what these men have to say. That I don't know if I agree with, because there's plenty of what they have to say. You could see it anywhere. The engaging book takes an in-depth look at the three contemporary issues: lookism, romantic satisfaction, and modern dating, by exploring how incel men experience them in a variety of circumstances, as the very first published approach to inceldom of its kind draws on data as well as addressing a theory of social interaction, which is branded the black pill. The author demonstrates the importance of developing an informed approach to men's societal experiences based on an understanding of the significance of physical attractiveness. This is an important and timely book. Okay, so I guess that's where I went wrong in misusing the term incel, as I guess for the majority of people, and especially the incels, it all comes down to physical traits. If you just punch in the definition of the black pill, it's in addition to red pill language, incels discuss the black pill in quotations, which means accepting the fact that it's over and inferior men have no chance of ever establishing sexual relationships with women, such as the community is defined by the relationship between heterosex and masculine status. I guess this is worth taking a look at. You're just diving deeper into the Urban Dictionary, because this should probably suit me just fine. John had swallowed too many red pills over the last few sleepless nights and tried to black pill me. Oh, wait, hold up. Maybe this is the wrong thing. Now this is black pill and white pill. This is murky waters, this shit. This is really, I don't think this shit is helpful to anybody, but you're welcome to call in. Red pill, black pill, white, purple, or whatever the fuck you are. You're welcome to call in and give your point of view on this. But the funny thing about the black pill philosophy and incels all boiling down their philosophy to physical traits is, I just don't think, and I think most would agree, most that have the social experience behind it to have a real understanding of it, understand that everything isn't look based, at least in terms of the way I think a lot of these black pill cats think of the marketplace. They just kind of think of you either look like a Hollywood celebrity, or you can't get yourself laid, you can't make friends, you can't up your social game in any way possible. And so that's what I disagree with, and that's what I try to get through these guys' heads, is that it's not that harshly look based. I mean, the world black pill is defeatism. Yeah, that basically seems to be the bottom line. And it's defeatism based on the fact that you don't look like Channing Tatum. And then what's interesting is you step out into the world, and this is the issue with being the gamer that hides behind his video games and deals with his issues by delving into fantasy and separating himself from any sort of social life, is if you don't step out into the real world, you don't meet these cats who you would think, if you base everything on what you look at on the internet and the communities that you discuss shit with on the internet, when you don't base everything on what you see on your computer screen or on your phone screen, you step out into the world and you meet cats who you would think would be black pill, who you would think would be an incel, and they got a girlfriend, or they get themselves laid, or they have a family. You know, I know cats that I'm like, yeah, we all kind of scratch our head and ask ourselves, how did they do it? Or maybe their woman isn't the best looking chick in the world. Or maybe they didn't give themselves the baddest bitch in the world. However, they made a little something happen for themselves. They're not so cripplingly ugly or socially awkward that they couldn't find themselves a woman, that they couldn't mate. And so I think that's the kind of thing. Yeah, nice. I'm back, Nico G. So I guess that's the kind of thing. That's what happens when your entire life is perceived through the internet, is you don't have any real life to base anything off of. You don't have any real life experience or real life interaction to base anything off of. And so I did a video that isn't so hardcore red pill, because I don't delve into strategy. I don't really delve into the understandings of intersexual dynamics. But what I just do simply point out is an argument against the defeatist idea of the black pill, which is, I don't look like Channing Tatum. I can't get myself laid. I have no friends. I spend most of my time on the internet, and that is it. I talked to Dr. Nefarious earlier this week, and he made some interesting points. No shit, case in point, and we'll get to that in a moment. But in that video, I mainly just, I'll pull the fucking video up. I mainly just offer a counter argument to, don't sit here and tell me that unless you look like a Hollywood celebrity, you can't get yourself laid. You can't find yourself a girl, because obviously if you step out into the real world, you see a lot of ugly people, a lot of socially awkward people, a lot of people who they don't look like Hollywood celebrities. And so the problem is, I think a lot of it is inflated into a complete fantasy. I think a lot of it is inflated entirely into fantasy and in a very immature and uninformed look at the world, which is that you look like an A-list celebrity, or you don't have a social life, and you can't find yourself a woman, and you can't get yourself laid. And that's just to start with. So let's start with that understanding, and then learn a little something about what it means to be a man, what it means to be a woman, and how most of this shit works. And if you learn a little bit, you have an upper hand on most people, being that most good looking people and most people with a decent social status don't even understand intersexual dynamics. So they don't have the best foot in the game either. And I guess that's the most interesting thing, is that most people have the world backwards, have romance backwards, have intersexual dynamics backwards anyway, regardless of how they look or how much they have in their pocket or what they have going on for themselves. So you could have a leg up on a lot of people just by understanding a few basic things, but you've already started at the point of, well, I don't look like fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, so it's over for me. And we have a name for it. It's black pill. It's the religion of no hope. I'm going to pull up that video and I'm going to play it for you while I wait for more people to pile in here. We are accepting super chats that go right into the Adventures of Savo Fund, which has been self-funded up until this point. Episode 2 drops later on in the week. And we have a call-in link if anybody wants to call in and discuss any of this. I usually just do live streams without a topic and without a guest, just to talk to my followers, because I enjoy talking to you guys. But I figure I'll ramble on about a little something here while I'm still putting the pieces together of becoming completely established here on the internet. You can see I don't have the greatest mic. I don't have the greatest camera, but I enjoy coming and kicking it with you guys. And I want to be inviting to the cats that are coming over from Rollo Tomasi's channel. And I'd love to hear from you guys. New video up, bad relationship politics. And then the gaming cats, well, you know where to see my gaming shit. Maybe I'll leave off little ending credits of some of my gaming shit. I am somewhat of a masculine geek myself. Not to be confused with the masculine geek, so I just learned about recently. I'll leave it off with this point for a little bit and wait for more people to pile in.
Received a comment on one of my videos addressing the struggles of incels that leads me to a great talking point I want you guys to hear out. If you consider yourself an incel, if you're antisocial, if you're struggling to find your way in social situations, make friends, and decrease your fear of talking to women. The commenter basically says he doesn't want to hear me speak on these issues because he assumes I've never faced the same challenges or similar challenges because, quote unquote, I am not ugly or short. So first point, looks are subjective. I don't know whether to classify myself as ugly or good looking or somewhere in between. I don't think I'm repulsive to look at, but I really can't speak on it because I view myself differently than others view me. I know I'm attractive to certain women because I'm dating 3 women at the moment, but I'm sure plenty of women have looked at me and thought I wouldn't sleep with this guy if he was the last man on earth. Secondly, I am short. I'm 5'6". That's shorter than Tom Cruise and only a little taller than Joe Pesci. I'm smaller than my 2 younger brothers. I'm smaller than my grandfather who's shrinking in his old age. I am a midget. And there is an entire class of women who would never sleep with me simply because a bare minimum standard for most women is to find a tall man, and that is to be expected. But it doesn't stop me from dating, having sex, or having relationships with women. I've slept with 30 women at this point in my life, and obviously a common theme with all these women was height was not at the top of the list of priorities for them. I did not charm the pants off 30 women who ordinarily are repulsed by short people because I'm that goddamn talented. So, matter of fact, I don't have the remedy or strategy for changing the mind of a woman whose concrete standard is a man who's 6'5". But I'm somebody's cup of tea nonetheless. You see where I'm going with this? I may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I'm certainly somebody's cup of tea. And you are certainly somebody's cup of tea. But when you're an antisocial self-defeatist, if you're attracted to one woman and you're not her cup of tea, you think you're nobody's cup of tea. In a world full of women, if you come across a few that aren't attracted to you, you figure nobody's attracted to you. So we're not going to shame ourselves about women who aren't attracted to us. The goal is not to change the opinions of women who are ordinarily not attracted to us. You succeed in the dating world when you socialize with enough women to come across women who you just happen to fit the bill for. You make friends when you socialize with enough people to come across folks who you just happen to get along with. And that's how this works. Third point, if someone else is doing something, you can do it. That's proof that it's possible. That's proof that it can be accomplished. If somebody else is able to accomplish it, cut the bullshit. When you guys say it's understandable that I can't attract women because I'm short, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I have a mental condition. Well, I know guys. I've come across guys. I've seen guys who are short, fat, ugly, suffer from some sort of mental condition, are socially awkward, that have girlfriends, that get laid. Well, how is that possible? That's possible because these guys took the risk of being rejected, which happens to everybody, by the way, and isn't the biggest issue under the sun. They probably were rejected several times, but they realized I was rejected because I'm not this woman's preference and didn't proceed to kick themselves in the ass and put themselves down until they had no self-esteem left. They continued to socialize and continued to talk to women until they came across girls who they did it for, until they came across women who happened to be attracted to them, even though most of them weren't male models. Most of these guys weren't really socially equipped. Most of them weren't in great shape. A lot of them were a little strange. There's still someone for everyone. You think strange people aren't supposed to reproduce? Where are all the strange people coming from if strange people aren't fucking? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you could be butt-ass ugly and socially awkward and find yourself a supermodel without a Bugatti and a yacht. But the point is, if you have social anxiety, low self-esteem, and a fear of the opposite sex, that's probably the primary reason you can't attract women. It's not solely because of your looks, because I know good-looking men that have similar issues. Imagine that. And it's true. Here's one for all you guys who think you're not getting laid simply because you do not look like Channing Tatum. I have friends that are pretty boys who had most of their success with women when we were younger. Girls would throw themselves at these guys, and they didn't really have to put in any effort to get these girls in bed or find girlfriends. They did well with women based on their looks alone, but as a result, they never learned any kind of strategy, game, how to walk, talk, carry themselves. Their lack of effort in all areas of life, which is why I talk about self-improvement so heavily, be it with women, the work field, a purpose, a passion, shot their confidence to shit. And now these guys who are tall and good-looking have gone backwards and become incels later in life. They're lost. Some people never discover their way. Some people lose their way. Listen, looks matter, size matters, performance in bed matters, but how you carry yourself, how you feel about yourself, and the image you project around women in social situations is vastly more important than guys think it is. Likewise, I did not get laid in high school, and it wasn't because women weren't attracted to me. It's because I was socially awkward. I had more of a social life on Skype than I did in real life, and I was terrified of the girls who were attracted to me. But I had their interest. If only I knew what to do with it. If only I was confident. But I didn't think shit of myself. Let's talk about learning to love yourself. I never learned to love myself. I hated myself until I reinvented myself into somebody that I loved. When I had low self-esteem, it was for a reason. I behaved in ways I didn't like. I made decisions that weren't smart. I never challenged myself to do a motherfucking thing I thought was too hard. I ran from every one of my fears, and I wanted to be so many things I never thought I could be, so I never tried in the first place. I was ashamed of myself, with good reason to be. In the time since, I've reinvented myself into the man I wanted to be. I don't have it all. I'm not a rich, famous celebrity. Obviously, we're not talking about acquiring the unobtainable, but I bust my ass and take every one of my passions as far as I can take it. I've accomplished things that I never thought I could accomplish. I've made many of my own dreams come true. Little dreams, but dreams nonetheless. Now I'm somebody worth loving in my own eyes. You don't roll out of bed one day and love yourself for no reason, guys. You always have to prove yourself to you first and everyone else around you second. There will always be an inner fight that's between you and nobody else. We can always be our own worst enemy, but just like we can be our own worst enemy, we can be our own best asset, our own best motivator, our own best wingman. Now, when you do everything in your power to become that person and you succeed, it's a very different story when you fall short in someone else's eyes. And you know when someone isn't fond of you, or a woman isn't attracted to you, or someone doesn't admire you, it's simply because you're not their preference. You're not their cup of tea. Not because you're weak, or without dignity, or without self-respect, or without confidence, or without interesting qualities. When a woman rejects me, I truly feel like, well, that wasn't exactly the desired outcome of this situation, but what more could I do? I am undoubtedly the best version of myself I can be. If this doesn't work for her, I'm simply not for her. I'm not her taste, but I'll certainly be someone else's taste. Matter of fact, the last time I was rejected, the girl who rejected me had a best friend with bigger boobs, a bigger butt, a more pleasant personality, and she ends up taking interest in me. I ended up sleeping with her for a year. So the girl I pursued didn't like me, but her best friend did. You're never going to be everyone's cup of tea, but you will always be attractive to certain women. The problem is if you hide behind the computer for the rest of your life, you have no chance of ever coming across those women. How are you going to find them? Moral of the story, when you become the best version of yourself that you can possibly be, things change. Your perception of yourself changes. The idea of learning to love yourself the way you are is bullshit. You going to love yourself laying around on the couch eating chips? Playing Sly Cooper Thieves in Time till you're blue in the face? I'm not demonizing video games, but if the only thing you can accomplish in life is beating a level of Ratchet and Clank, you're not pitying yourself because you have a psychological disorder. You're pitying yourself for good reason. You need to get in the gym. You need to get money in your pocket. You need to work hard at a passion that is meaningful to you. Set goals and accomplish them in order to improve your self-esteem as a man. You do this so when you push yourself into the social world, it's easier to take rejection if it comes about. Then you take a little rejection and some minor success and all the rest of it and decrease your fear of socializing and decrease your fear of talking to women. It's really hard to feel bad about yourself when you impress yourself every day, guys. I impress myself every day with the work that I do. And you might think, you cocky son of a bitch, where do you get the fucking arrogance? I don't think you're that impressive. And I'm like, yeah, you don't think I'm that impressive. I think I'm impressive, bitch. Understand? Just like we aren't always going to be every woman's cup of tea, guys, videos like this are not always going to be everyone's cup of tea. But if you found it helpful and maybe like PlayStation 2 games like Sly Cooper to boot, subscribe to this channel. We also have a Patreon where you can contact me personally anytime for personalized videos. I'm Savo. This is Savo Central, and I'll catch you next time.
Danny, you're not the cat that popped up on us when Rolo Tomasi was in town by any chance, are you? And when I speak on making little dreams come true, here's one of them.
I have everybody this huddled together. We run this shit for 5 minutes, then I let you all break, okay? Give this girl 5 takes, 5 minutes, okay? She's gonna run it 3-4 times. Every time she commands to you to say something or to fucking reach back out, scream, put hands up, do that. Just please watch homeboy in the blue, who is also my height. Do not knock him over. He's got the camera. The camera goes. This whole thing is fucked. Love y'all. Let's do this shit. Are we running, Joe?
But the improv is good. Just keep going until you get exhausted with this shit. Just keep talking shit to each other.
Can you bring his voice up a bit too, just to make sure it gets over the background?
Bring your voice up too.
One more time.
Just keep your volume up and have fun with it. One more. Ready? Action. Count to 3, Fred. Everybody's killing this.
You do it because for continuity, you get the same people. Try and get people roughly the same.
Now you can cheat it when it's a crowd.
Can we bring up Ray tonight? I want to get this whole fucking crowd, so I want to send my camera guy around a little bit.
Yeah, conceivably I could die a happy man after that shit. Whole feature film starring everybody I know, but I'm not done yet. Got more to do. Got more legitimate products to get together. I could get a clip of the adventures of Savo in here. And everybody just joining the chat, feel free to call in. Feel free to send a donation to put it back into the Savo budget. I'm going to show you guys a clip here. This episode 2 is ready to drop in a week and a half. Somewhat topic of the show, black pill versus red pill. I talked a little bit about the black pill philosophy, which is sweeping the gaming community, as a lot of these cats like to hide from their lack of social skills in the video games. And unfortunately, until more red pill cats come over here, that's most of my audience. And I'm somewhat of a masculine geek myself. I enjoy this topic matter as well as Once in a Blue video game reviews, movie reviews, but unfortunately it draws me in an audience of people who have no hope in their social skills. And you know, I do my best to give them a little leg up on the competition there, but they're not great at taking it. I'm not seeing anything in the chat. I come here to talk to people one-on-one. So hit the chat. I definitely want to get familiar with some of the cats that came over here from seeing me on Rollo Tomasi's show. And I'll give you a clip from Savo, if I could find the goddamn file here. Came out looking really, really good. Danny, Gamers, Ultra Simps. Yeah, well, I'm a cat that just enjoys the games he enjoys. I don't have time to be a gamer, but I can talk at length at the games about the games that I enjoy. I got a great piece. If anybody's a Sylvester Stallone fan, I have a great piece where I reviewed every game I could get my hands on that's based on a Sylvester Stallone movie. And I went into that, and I'm a big fan of Sly Cooper, so I talk a lot about him. But then the gamers will call you out and be like, you're not even a real gamer. I'm like, well, I just did a 20-minute piece on a game I really enjoy, but that's not usually enough for them. They're like, no. You also have to be equally down on your luck and equally having like self-esteem that's as low as ours, and a lack of a social life and everything else to go along with it. And I think that's the issue with Black Pill, is they really like to follow content creators who are as down on their luck as they are, because it makes them feel like they're not alone. And while I understand that, it's just still, that's not healthy for fucking anybody. What made Sly Cooper stand out to you? Just like the Robin Hood-esque story of it. I really dig the story more than anything. Where the fuck is my shit over here? Sorry, guys. Somewhat of an unprepared stream, but I really mostly stream live at this point where I'm at, and YouTube's still getting somewhat established here. I really like to just come on here and kick it with you guys. This is somebody impersonating Mahogany Vince, by the way, right? I don't think he'd pop out for more bullshit. Previous 30 days. Give me a second here, guys. But yeah, please, I want to talk to y'all. How'd you find the channel? How'd you get over here? 18 live viewers and nobody's in the chat. Hit the chat, hit the call-in link, and come talk to me live. I'm going to try to dig up for you guys real quick a clip from The Adventures of Savo, episode 2. It's coming out this week. Just got to send it out to be mastered, the sound. Okay, I got to be easy before I get excited here. This is Red Means What? That's not $99, correct? But Black Sheep, your album is fire. Thought Mommies, Breakdown, and Looking for Top are my favorite. Amazing work and content. I appreciate that so much, my brother. This is dude. Feel free to call in, by the way, and come be a part of the show. Is that actually? Okay, hold on. That's $99, right, guys? Because I embarrassed myself so badly. I'm new to accepting super chats. I embarrassed myself so badly. Somebody sent $5, but it was from Europe. But it came up 500, and I'm like, somebody just sent $500. There's no fucking way. But no, Black Sheep is good people. Thank you so much, my brother. Sorry, my house is full of people. Don't have a studio for this shit yet. Still getting somewhat established. The whole crew is here making noise. Yeah, love how they just slam shit while I'm live. That's nice. Let me grab y'all a Savo clip here. Black Sheep, that is much appreciated, my brother. That helps me sleep a little bit easier. And Black Sheep, where are you located, by the way? Because I don't know how most YouTubers get down. I like to bring this shit out into the real world. There is many times that I've been doing a big shoot or a movie shoot, and I've been live, and I've just told people live, like, if you're somewhat close to the area, please come out and be an extra. And the folks that aren't socially awkward enough to hide behind the computer for the rest of their life, I'm talking about the gaming cats, not red pill cats, they came out. I had a lot of cats come out and have a good time, and I had a lot of normally socially awkward gaming cats that I helped see. I walked the fucking walk on this shit. You know what I mean? A lot of guys are like, well, you can't really help me. You can't fucking bullshit. I've taken cats that normally only associate with people on the internet, have no real life friends, normally don't have social lives, come out in person, be in a movie shoot, be at an event with 100 people, and now they're talking with women. And now I had gaming nerds talking to cats from the hood with guns on their hip, hanging, having a great time, socializing, experiencing a little bit of life instead of only what they could see on their computer. Let me know when you're up by Chicago. Hold on a minute. Where the fuck is this shit at? What up, everybody? Yep. What up, Savo? What up? What up? What up? But Black Sheep, that is much appreciated, my brother. And you will definitely go in the credits of episode 3, which is so outrageous. I can't wait for you guys to see episode 3. So where the fuck did I save this shit? Episode 2 so far. Give me one moment here. Guns sounds a little scary. Well, what do you want? That's life. People got guns. Most of the guns in Savo are real. We just take out the bullets. I always watch them cock it a million times. I'm like, make sure there is not a bullet in that fucking thing. Yeah, sometimes I forget the fake guns at home, and I'm like, all right, who's got a fucking gun? We need it for the scene. They got to show me how to like empty it and fuck around with it. So it is actually just in. Okay, let's go. January. Grew up in the ghetto. Savo. What do we got? This is so fucked up. Why is my shit so unorganized like this? Welcome to America. Guns aplenty. What do y'all want, guys? Yep. Opener BTS. Okay. You know what? I'm dropping this in a new file. Give me 1 second, guys. And please keep the comments coming. Please feel free to call into the call-in link and come kick it with me. I'm trying to be extra inviting to the new cats coming over here from Rolo Tomasi's channel. Episode 2, first draft. Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. The fuck? And I'm trying to grab y'all a clip from The Adventures of Savo episode 2, which is a lot more polished than the first episode. The first episode was intentionally low production value because it's a tribute to Rudy Ray Moore flicks. But you know, then once you have people watching, they're like, hey, is this just not well put together because you guys don't know what the fuck you're doing? And it's like, well, it has a nice visual, audio's a little shoddy, acting is a little cheap at times, like music is a little corny at times, like, but that was to pay tribute to Dolomite movies. And now I was really tempted to bring up the production value, so that's what we did. It says so far. Hold on 1 second, y'all.
Previously.
Nope. God damn it. Give me 1 sec, everybody. Episode 2, first draft. All right. Oh, maybe this won't play in the queue. Yeah. Yeah, that has to be the case, huh? It's just not going to play in the queue. Yeah. Hold on. Bullied growing up, anger issues. Usually makes you stronger, brother. Well, this is fucked up. Well, good. We made it so high quality it won't play in fucking StreamYard. That's good. Episode 2, first draft. This should be it.
Previous.
Forgive me, I'm just skimming along here. All right. Kevin would sleep with his cousin if he thought he could get away with it.
This came in about 45 minutes ago.
Good evening, everybody. It's your boy, Chocolate Daddy. And everybody knows I'm a man of surprises. Tonight, I got a special one for you. Mayor Steinberg, it's no clue that you don't like me. It's okay. So I got a special event for you. Ho. Nasty ho. You know her, don't you? Your oldest daughter. Having the time of her life. Till she realized we're gonna need $2 million for her to go home tonight.
What?
I would like that cash.
Yo, tie this bitch up, man. Shut your ass up, man.
That's my team. Those are my boys. We hang out at the trap all the time. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Chocolate Daddy.
If you know these guys, we need your help to find them.
All right, you know what? Why don't you guys make yourselves comfortable? I'm gonna go hit up the trap, see if I can figure out what's going on. I'm pretty curious my goddamn self. Excuse me.
What happened to you?
Oh, I got jumped.
Yeah, both episode 1 and episode 2 took like 3 months. So I have like a full script for episode 3. We did a lot of improv on Savo, which was nice for convenience in the beginning. But now we got to boil episode 3 and 4 down to like a 4-day shoot and we're out because we got up probably 12 times over the course of 3 months for both episodes. This was tough right here.
What's good, my guy?
I'm only showing this because there's only 20 people watching.
You know, same old shit.
You can't exactly give shit away when you're not famous yet. People be like, you just leaked it, but that ruins it for everybody. It's 20 people watching. I'll show the fucking thing.
You alright? Yeah, I'm alright. You alright? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Regular, you know. That's good. That's real good. Sorry you had to be like this, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I am too.
What? Oh! Motherfucker! Oh, shit! Fuck!
Y'all can see that's without the effects. Oh, which reminds me, I gotta grab that one.
I assume you two realize this is a top secret operation.
Why are you looking at me?
Y'all want to talk about chat?
Just want to make sure you understand.
This is my job. You think I'm going to tell the whole fucking town?
I'm sorry I'm late.
Don't worry about it. You're just in time. Have you managed to find your team?
I was able to find one of them, but he got away before I could get any information out of him.
You want to show him the subjects?
Oh, yeah. Savo. We got 2 guys on drug possession with intent to sell. We think they might be affiliated with Chocolate Daddy, but we can't get them to talk.
I know these guys. These guys aren't affiliated
You know what?
with
Since
Chocolate
there's
Daddy.
17 people watching, fuck it. I'm gonna skip around. It's not like this shit's gonna get fucking leaked, and it's like, oh my god, we're not famous. So I mean, in its early stages, fuck it. I'll leak a little bit of this shit. Oh, it's a lot to ruin for a 20-minute episode. I mean, tune out if you don't want spoilers, but there is only 20 of you in here. So Rocky's a Chad, but you're not. You look so alike except for the facial hair. Nah, Rock's like the traditionally handsome one, like the pretty boy. And he got himself a girlfriend. That's so wild. I'd be fucking cleaning up. I'm cleaning up at my height and at my standard of looks. I'd be, my numbers would be quadruple if I looked like Rock. But, you know, he'll learn. Looks pretty good. So fat. I'm gonna fuck around here a little bit and show you guys a little bit more of this. This will be the last time I do this. It's out in a week, so and if Black Sheep is still watching, Black Sheep, dude, you got to give me your real name for the credits, unless you just want Black Sheep thanked. But this was more than appreciated. This helps so much, guys. Super chats help so much. You know, when you're helping me, you're helping a guy that does nothing but helps himself. You know, all my own money goes into these productions. Please tell me what site I can order testosterone. I will pay you. Just tell me how much and where to DM you. He's got to be joking. Yeah, it's fucking. Well, here's what comes with testosterone, guys. Oh, my shoulder is so badly dislocated. I swear, if I just go like that, my shit will come out of place. But y'all see this roid acne? Y'all want to fuck around with steroids? This is what's going to happen. Terrible. Terrible. And I've been off the test now for 2 weeks, and I still haven't been able to get rid of it. I'm cleaning up my diet, and we're gonna do what we can. But yeah, Rock's great in the opener too. Yeah. So here, fucking, I'll fuck around, and I want to show you guys the bro. I'm not joking. I need this info. Just tell me how much I have to pay you. I'm not a steroid dealer. Of all the things that can get you fucked up, are you kidding me? You think I'm gonna come on here and sell steroids? No, absolutely not. And nobody should be doing steroids. You shouldn't be, you know, you got to be crazy to do steroids. I'm crazy, but y'all should be responsible citizens and not fuck around like that, especially if you're not. Well, I'm hoping this cat is older. You should be older or injured. I'm injured. I got my excuses, or I got my ways that well, whatever the fuck. Anyway, I want to show you guys the hoe tracker. I want to be like you, though. Actually, funny enough, you guys want to hear a funny story about testosterone? The first time I took testosterone, I was big into Rich Piana, who was the big tattooed 300-pound bodybuilder. And he was so pro steroid, it really was to an irresponsible level. I mean, anytime you talk openly about steroid use, it's just for the sake of not kidding yourself or not kidding people. You know, you got veins all over the surface of your entire body. You're walking around looking like a giant cock. People know something's up. Okay. That was me for the majority of the summer. I just looked like a giant walking cock. And people know what's up. So you might as well be honest about it. I mean, what's the problem? I mean, there's no reason to try to pretend you're not using something if you're using something. I mean, I think steroids should be legal. No reason steroids shouldn't be legal. They're so beneficial if used properly. And if it was legal, you could, you know, do it under a doctor's supervision and not be weird about telling your doctor about it because you think they're going to call the ops or whatever. But so Rich Piana was definitely influential to me. I mean, we try to act like entertainers aren't influential and bodybuilders aren't influential, but he definitely influenced me to take steroids at a young age. And I'm 21 and I do my first testosterone cycle, and maybe 2 weeks I'm on testosterone. And I used to fall asleep to his videos where he would talk to Rick Drayson, and they're both gone now, but at least Rick Drayson passed away at 70, 72, 74, something like that. And so I just saw Rich Piana on the thumbnail, didn't look at the title, and I just got on testosterone, and I'm influenced by him to do this. I'm thinking, okay, I watch my Rich Piana videos, I learn about steroids, I'm going to take them myself at 21 and figure it all out. So I get on testosterone, I'm falling asleep at night, I click on a Rich Piana video without looking at the title, and I just click it and turn over to go to sleep because I listen to audio as I'm falling asleep, listen to podcasts while I'm falling asleep a lot of the time. And it's Rick Drayson going, hey, just want to give a big get well shout out to Rich Piana. Had a fucking heart attack. He's in a medically induced coma. And I'm like, oh my God. And then sure enough, when I'm honest when I'm on a cycle. I don't do it often, maybe every 2 years or so. I'm honest when I'm on a cycle. And then, of course, when Rich Piana passed away, my dad sent me a picture of Rich Piana. He goes, yep, you're next. We're going to be planning your funeral. I'm like, do you see how huge that guy was? And Rich Piana was also a closet Oxycontin enthusiasts, so people don't talk about that often. Anyway, I want to show you guys the hoe tracker, and then we'll be done with Savo Ho. There is a call-in link if you want to call in and shoot the shit. Trying to be very inviting to my new red pill cats watching. I need more red pill cats than black pill cats watching.
This is bad.
What's going on?
As if I hadn't dealt with enough pimps and hoes in this city. Get Detective Marks in here right now.
Miles, it's good to have you back. For a minute there, I was envisioning my life without you, and that was truly a terrible thought.
Yeah. That was fucked up.
Yeah, it was really fucked up. It was a fucked up situation. Anyway, what are you working on here?
This is a new program I developed.
What is it?
The Whole Tracker 3000.
Really? Oh, how's it work?
First, it picks up on all the live cell phones at a 100-mile radius. Then it zeroes in all the cell phone links to the OnlyFans accounts and Instagrams with booty pictures. Now, if one of these accounts hasn't been active in the last 24 hours, we know a hoe is in distress.
That's good fucking work, Miles.
Hey, what can I say, man? I'm a G.
This is really gonna come in handy.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, we need to talk to you. Savo Ho, this is...
Commissioner Price.
Savo Ho, please forgive us for barging in on you like this, but we have urgent business to talk about.
That's fine. What seems to be the problem?
The mayor's daughter's been kidnapped.
Oh, shit. I understand. And she's a hoe?
Yes. Evidently, the mayor didn't give her a lot of attention when she was growing up, and now, from what I understand, she's got a fairly high body count.
Well, that'll certainly do it.
Come on, we gotta show you something.
It's about as much as I could show for such a, I mean, we are at sitcom length now with Savo Ho. And again, super chats, super appreciated. Oh, Jesus Christ. What's up, Lemonade Bay?
Oh,
what's
we're
up?
on?
You here to ruin the show?
No, not today, man.
No, not today. You sound like such a normal person when I talk to you.
More so than you think.
Abnormal.
Well, aren't you?
No.
You're normal.
No, I'm normal in terms of like being a responsible adult normal. How old are you again?
Same as you, 25.
Same as me, 25. Okay. What did you want to talk about today? This is my number one troll, if you forgive me for being as harsh as I sound. But go ahead. I have limited patience for you, but I'll entertain a little bit of patience so you don't try to like ruin my channel and everything. So what's going on, brother?
Oh, I just thought we were going to talk about the black pill thing.
Well, yeah, no, shit, you're probably the leader, right?
Nah, that's not me.
No, you're the
Black
vice
pill,
president.
no. Black pill's not my thing.
Vice president of the black pill. Black pill's not your thing.
No, not really.
Okay, go.
A little.
What's your take on it?
Is my audio coming through or not?
Yeah, guys, he's got his audio's coming through, right?
Okay, because yours isn't quite working.
You can. No, mine's not quite working. You guys can't hear me.
I'll make do. Look.
Yeah, Danny, you can call in next if you like. No, but for real, if you have an actual opinion on the black pill, I'd like to hear it. Go ahead.
So not black pill, but a little defeatist, I suppose.
Not black pill, but what?
Little defeatist.
Little defeatist. Okay, go ahead. Speak on
that. Sorry, it's not working so well.
What's not working so well?
The audio. I can't hear what you're saying.
You can't hear what I'm saying at all?
Not well enough.
They said we can hear you both.
See, I don't know what you just said.
They're saying we can hear you both.
They can hear us, but I can't hear you. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you had questions. You brought up this topic.
Yeah, no, my question was your experience or your take on it.
I'm gonna have to come back when the audio is better. I'm sorry.
All right, that's fine. That's an interesting cat. That's my number one troll. Surprised to hear he doesn't consider himself black pill. He'll troll me super hard for being so harsh with him, but yo.
Hello, how you doing, sir? Are you being a good guy and getting a vaccine? Dr. Gates has told everybody to get the vaccine. So be a good guy and get the vaccine.
All right. There you hear it. Tyrone Jones. Okay, let's get him the fuck out of the studio. Yeah, Danny, you can call in if you'd like. I'm gonna wrap it up here in about 10 minutes because they're starting to get a little retarded on me. But yeah, I want to thank Black Sheep again for the big donation. That helps massively. Nah, you're fine. You're fine, Lemonade Bay. You're fine. Yeah, not a chance in hell.
Hello?
Danny, what's going on, brother?
Hey, how's it going, Savo? I'd say I'm really fond of your work, bro. Like, you're a young guy on his grind, yo. I'm a little younger than you. I'm 23.
Okay.
It's just, hey, can you hear me? How's it going, Savo? I'd say
Yeah. Are you playing YouTube in the background? You're gonna have to mute something.
Oh, yeah, I'm using YouTube. My bad.
Yeah, mute YouTube.
Okay. It's just, hey, can you hear me? How's it going, Savo? I'd say oh, I have to go. I'm sorry. This thing's repeating.
Yeah, or put in headphones. Why does it keep blocking that like that? Kev, can you tell the younger guys how important it is to focus on yourself and your goals rather than chasing ass? It's massively important. And the thing is when you have even a minor amount of success, like, again, I made a film. I'm in the middle of doing a series. I wrote a book. Now, none of this shit has taken off. I'm not an A-list celebrity. I'm not rich. Like, none of this has benefited me in terms of absolutely changing my life. But the consistent pressure that I keep on myself to get there, it takes on, it definitely becomes natural, it becomes natural to be seeing 2-3 women and choose work over all of them. It becomes absolutely natural to actually sit here and think, like, should we work on a video? Should we work on a passage in a book? Should we work on a scene? Or should I call up one of the girls? It becomes absolutely natural to be like, fuck it, do what's right. And then also there's a guilt involved in, did you lose out on money? Did you lose out on productivity this week? Did you get all your work done this week before you shackle up with a chick for the night? And I always have that. I don't watch television. I don't watch movies. The only time I relax is if a chick can get me to relax, is like hang out and rub my back and fuck around and we put something on TV. So sometimes I have to do that for myself because I know I'm not going to relax unless I'm hanging with a chick. But sometimes if I didn't get all my work done for the week that I know I needed to get done and I'm hanging with a chick, I'm like, what did you do to deserve this? I can't get that dialogue out of my head that's like, you're really just going to fuck around with a chick instead of getting on your grind and doing your work. And that might sound somewhat unhealthy, but as y'all can see, I'm not living in a mansion. As y'all can see, I'm over here on a very basic bones webcam and a basic bones microphone. So, being never being satisfied has its perks as long as it's taking you in the proper direction. Make a Discord or something for the calls. I got to figure all that shit out. I think this is pretty easy. Call and link, right? I wish I had more productive friends. I definitely need to hang around new people. Absolutely. We hear that all the time. We have people come on our crew all the time that are like, I came to fuck with you guys because I'm interested in production and all my friends want to do is sit around and smoke weed and drink. They, all my friends went to the beach the other day, and one of the girls that I see was, she went along with them, and they were like, she was like, why isn't Kevin coming to the beach? I'm like, you will never catch me on a beach. Hanging on the beach is the epitome of, to me, should be the epitome of I've made it. I have done enough and become so financially secure. I can sit back on a beach like this and not feel like there isn't something else I should be doing to improve my life. Your bank account should be right. You should be living in a nice place. You should have no financial worries if you're going to sit back and hang on a beach. And people whose lives can be a fucking disaster and they're relaxing on the beach, I don't. Not me, yo. Don't understand it. I'd never be able to relax. A very nice Central American lady and whatever. I fuck with you heavy, Savo. Hopefully one day I'll get a chance to be a part of one of your productions. Yeah, especially anybody in the Northeast is always welcome to come out. Wanted to say it fucks with your vision. I appreciate that so much, Danny. I appreciate all you guys for calling in. I'm probably going to leave you here with a video. I'm going to dip out in 5 minutes. Get your calls in. Get your last minute questions and comments in. Okay. All right. Fine. I'll read your comment. I'll just say it here. Most of my life I've been afraid of women, but recently I said fuck it and just approached a few at a bar. After a few attempts, one of them stuck. There you have it. And this is a guy that spends a majority of his time trolling me with great efforts, 30 different accounts. So if he can get himself a girl, anybody can. Make a Discord for calls. Might call in next time, but the current app seems unstable. Now you can just click that link in the description, bro. It'll put you right to me.
For right now, we achieved one goal. I wanted to make a movie with all my friends and family starring in it because I fucking love all you guys. I've had a front row seat to your bullshit for a decade, and it's fucking phenomenal, and it's inspiring. So, like, I'm the star because it's my money, but, like, when all of you are on camera, I love watching all of you. So, if I could just say this, it taught me that if you keep moving and you don't get caught up in what people say, you get somewhere. It's only when you stop that everything stops. And everyone involved in this shit never stopped. It's been 4 fucking years of stress. You guys made a dream come true. That's a wrap on the fucking opener. That's it.
So little dreams come true, y'all. Little dreams definitely come true. And what a hassle it is to do this shit, man. People have no clue. Talked to Rollo Tomasi and told him, there was a critic that pointed out, why aren't there a million more independent movies coming out when everyone has the ability, virtually anybody has the ability to save up a little money, buy the equipment, and do it themselves? And it's because it's the hardest fucking thing in the world to try to do yourself. And most people simply don't have the patience and are frankly quite bitch made. You can't be made of 100% bitch and take on something that is 100% taxing. All right, y'all. I'm out of here in 2 minutes. Get your last calls in. Get your last comments in. There is a call link in the description. That'll take you right to me if you want to shoot the shit for a minute. Thank you for the donations, everybody that donated. Still accepting super chats. My Cash App is $KavoWavoSavo. That's in the description. If you do donate to the Adventures of Savo, we want to put you in the credits, so make sure you leave the name that you want credited. And episode 2 is out next week. Lemonade Bay, don't worry about it. Glad you got yourself some ass. I get girls. I'm good looking and jacked. Kevin, I'd like to work with you. Yeah, and you said you're in New York. We'll do something at some point. I would call, but I'm at work. Appreciate your work, Savo. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody that's coming in. The streams are getting a little bit better. Always enjoy shooting the shit with you guys nonetheless. Please wait. Let me show you. I believe that you're Jack, brother. I think you have me on Instagram. I think I've seen your pictures. I believe that you're legit. Relax. You're fine. You're fine. Well, this will be far from the last time we chop it up. Leave damsel alone. Yeah. Hopefully there's not too many Sly Cooper cats in the chat. Honestly, I can't take them anymore. Yeah, I've seen your pictures. You work out. Yeah. What I think it looks like you're jacked. Yeah, it looks like you take care of yourself, brother. Hey, you look good. I can't go into great length about how good you look because it's kind of gay, but you look good. All right, guys. I think I am going to leave you off with a gaming piece. Thanks for tuning in. Adventures of Savo out next week. The album, The Fellas. That's on iTunes, Spotify, everywhere you listen to music. The single is Thought Mommies. You can find that on Rolo Tomasi's page. You can find that on The Fellas YouTube channel. All my channel links. Go to Savo Central. Please subscribe. Go over there and hit up and subscribe. All the channels I'm associated with. That's my younger brother, Mark, that does the vlogs. That's The Fellas Collective that does the music. Next stream, I'll try to stream as often as I can. I got to get a schedule together. I got to get guests. I can't just be coming up here being like, what's up, everybody? Which is usually what I do. But hit the Fellas channel, hit my brother's vlog channel, hit the Adventures of Savo channel, push us over 1,000 subscribers. I am going to leave you guys off with a gaming piece here. But if I could veer towards something that's somewhat of a masculine geek kind of thing, I guess I'll leave you off with one of my Stallone related bits. Let's do the video where I review every game based on a Stallone movie. That's as close to being a masculine geek as I can be and not just a gaming geek. Guys, you've been great. See you next time.
It goes without saying that Sylvester Stallone set the standard for everything an action hero should do. Stay in top physical condition, do your own stunts, and throw everything into an action movie role, no matter what the costs. When Sly takes on an action film, it's on like war, and he'll go to incredible lengths to make an on-screen battle look believable. He's allowed Hulk Hogan, Dolph Lundgren, and Steve Austin to literally beat the shit out of him. He's allowed professional boxer Antonio Tarver to punch him in the face, and these connecting shots are what you see in the movie, a real fight. Nearly each of his most popular movies comes with a terrible story about what he put himself through during filming. 4 days in intensive care from the fight in Rocky IV, a broken neck from the fight in The Expendables. Each movie fucks him up more and more, and he just keeps going, most recently reprising his role as Rambo for the 5th time in his early 70s. So say what you want about Sly, some love him, some hate him, but you can't say he's not the real deal, because everything he does on screen literally is painfully real. Despite being a huge fan of Stallone's work, I'm actually not so majorly disappointed that there aren't a better selection of video games based on his films, because the gaming industry has their own action genre. And I'm not just talking about beat-em-ups or two-player fighting games. What I mean is most video games based on blockbuster movies turned out to be major disappointments, especially video game versions of popular action films. While original action video games inspired by action movie cliches do the job just fine. If you look at a game like Uncharted, there's a franchise clearly inspired by classic action film cliches, and these games perform like their own playable action movies. Then a game like Contra is what a Rambo video game should play like, but what does an actual Rambo video game play like? Yeah, what the fuck? Obviously, a lot of video games based on movies are only made to capitalize on the success of the film, to which it shares the same title and characters. So what you get is usually a rushed piece of shit. Should I be surprised that after 40 years of pop culture action classics, there aren't better video games based on Stallone movies? Well, like I said, action-adventure stories that are invented as video games are usually 10 times better than video games based on existing action movies, so I'm not that surprised that most Stallone games play pretty terribly. And I guess I also attribute that to the fact that, even as a huge Stallone fan, I can't quite say I've ever seen one of his movies that made me think, you know what, this premise would really make a great video game and I'd love to play it. At the very least, Rocky fans, who may also be collectors, need at least one good arcade-style fighting game where you play as the characters from the Rocky franchise. That's the minimum of what appeals to us when we think of video games based on Stallone movies, right? And we've gotten that a good 5 or 6 times over, so there's no need to cover every single game. The Sega Master System Rocky has great graphics for what the Sega's capable of. It's colorful and attractive to the eye, but even as a retro gamer, old arcade-style fighting games and beat-em-ups don't really appeal to me like crazy, crazy because they're just basic button mashers. Then add in whack controls on top of it, which this game definitely has, and I've kind of lost interest. There's training segments that go on forever, kind of like the Sly 3 Hazard Room in theory, but 10 times more boring and simplistic in reality. So Rocky fans of the Sega Master System era really got the short end of the stick. To collect as a Rocky fan, it at least looks cool and true to the movies, but that's about all it has to offer. There's a side-scrolling beat-em-up made for the PC where you play as Drago from Rocky IV, beating the shit out of people in the street. I couldn't tell you if it's officially licensed or not, but even if it's a fan game and spoof-like in its nature, it's pretty awesome. This should have been released on Nintendo and Sega Master System after Rocky IV came out. The PlayStation 2 era is where the Rocky games really shine, because back in the old days, even a well-made Rocky game wouldn't be much different from Street Fighter or Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, so to own one would only be for the sake of having a Rocky collectible if you're a fan of the franchise. Also, you know it's a lot cooler than being restricted to levels that only imitate exactly what happened in the movies? Being able to mix and match opponents. Like, how cool would it be to pin Tommy Gunn against Clubber Lang? Who's tougher and who would win? These are like fan theory conversations that you always had if you're a Rocky fan, like which villain would win if you could pin the villains together, and you can do that in this game. As well as play through well-recreated scenes from the movies, like the Rocky V street fight. It's the only awesome part of Rocky V, and to be able to play as Rocky and take on Tommy Gunn, yeah, that's something that'll get me behind the controller. For PlayStation 2 graphics, this was really a worthy effort. It looks just like the scene from the movie. In fact, every cutscene that imitates scenes from the franchise is pretty on point, and there's even scenes and dialogue that was just created for the games, which is a nice little treat. Between your choices of Rocky, Rocky Legends, and Rocky Balboa, I'd say that's plenty for fans of the franchise, and really the only Stallone movie-based games I can actually recommend. When it comes to Rambo, again, who could play Contra and not think Rambo? This is what a Rambo game should feel like, but instead you've got your choice of a hacky NES game where you take on a character who's built more like the 90-pound weakling than Rambo, Rambo 3 for the Genesis, which isn't bad, but I'm not crazy about the overhead view and the lack of interesting scenery. Every level kind of feels the same, even though it plays a little more like Contra, and then you have this really out-of-the-blue release in 2014, Rambo the video game, which looks like a game from the PlayStation 1 era, and lacks any kind of innovative gameplay that would make you want to play the damn thing. It recreates every scene it can from the movies, and jacks the sound bites from the original motion pictures instead of hiring voice actors. On one hand, I'm like, yeah, that's cool, it looks like the first 3 Rambo movies if they were all PlayStation 1 games, but on the other hand, I'm like, I could just go watch all the movies. I don't have to relive them as video game ports, especially because the game is as simplistic as it gets. Speaking of simplistic, there's an Expendables game available on the PSN and the PC, I believe. That's like, again, if you're just dying to control characters that resemble the Expendables and shoot things, great. But there's not much else to say about it. And again, I really can't say if this is a missed opportunity to do all kinds of innovative shit, being that there are so many characters in the Expendables movies and so much action, or if I feel like, once again, why an Expendables game? If an Expendables game played more like Uncharted, where in each level you play as a different Expendable, that'd be cool, but there's already 4 Uncharted games. That wouldn't exist without the influence of these 80s action stars and all their movies in the first place, so point made once again. Play Uncharted or Contra if you want an explosive action game. Watch the Expendables movies if you want an explosive action movie. There's also Driven for the GameCube, or at least that's what I had it on. You know what Driven is? That's a Stallone movie about race car drivers. Bet you never knew that existed. And you know what? It was a #1 movie when it came out. Again, this was another excuse to associate a basic racing game with a Stallone movie and capitalize on the success of that film. There's some narration from Sly, or sound bites from the actual movie. I haven't seen it in years, so I couldn't really tell you. And the character in the brief pre-race cutscenes just barely looks like Sly, more like a half-assed doodle of him. So that's that. And most recently, there was a downloadable Android game for your phone called Battle Strike Force. I think it's a sequel, and this one features a character who looks exactly like Stallone's character from the Expendables movies, Barney Ross. But his name is Jasper Reese. Sly narrates the game, but his character doesn't seem to be playable. It's just like Sly is the spokesperson for the game.
Welcome to the Resistance.
Anyway, let's move on to Super Nintendo, where you find a couple Stallone games that are a little more bearable. Here's Demolition Man, which looks cool. I can only hope it's equally fun to play.
Because I could just cut it off right here. This would be a nice place to leave off, but I'm tempted to see what this one's about. Should I play the game?
Play the game.
Okay, we're playing the game.
Hands up! Right off the bat, it has a fantastic appearance and resembles the movie quite well. I like the music, the level design, the obstacles in front of you, and Sly says, "Huh!" just like he does in the movies, so it's as Stallone feeling of a game as it gets. I want to enjoy it, but the controls have a mind of their own and completely suck me out of the playing experience. The first thing I don't like is the pace at which you move. It's a little too quick. You don't have the option to either walk or run. All you can do is run, which is fine, Contra's like that, but you don't just run forward at all times. The lightest tap of the right arrow button spastically jolts you forward, and shooting your gun in and of itself seems to jolt you along even more frantically, which is really hard to get used to. Enemies come at you from all angles, and some enemies you have to crouch to shoot, which is where you find your next issue. You have to commit to memory that pressing down before pressing Y to shoot is the only way to crouch and shoot at the same time. Instinctively, you want to press down while you're already tapping away at the Y button to shoot more enemies, but that makes you aim and shoot down. Sometimes you get lucky and this doesn't happen, but other times you're accidentally shooting at the floor when you need to be shooting straight ahead. Oh, X is to shoot while standing, Y is just to shoot? Well, that doesn't come natural either. Like, my thumb keeps wanting to hit Y. I don't need two options of shooting variations for a side-scroller. Just give me one button that does what I need it to do. I thought this was my issue, but I switched over to using X to shoot instead of Y, and it's the same shit. Mix that with the odd jolt forward, and all the potential this game had to be a perfect playable version of the perfect Stallone movie to turn into a Super Nintendo game is wasted by the controls. Despite all that, you sort of get used to the odd flow of how to maneuver this stage. It ends with you outrunning an explosion, just like any good Stallone action sequence would, and you sort of start to warm up to it. From the title screen to the continue screen when you die to the brief little displays in between levels, it does a wonderful job of representing the film, so you try to sit tight and see if you can further adjust to its odd mechanics. Then we switch to an overhead stage, which I hate enough as it is just because it's not my preference. But on top of it, now your gun only fires every 5th time you tap the Y button, or the R button for that matter. It just does whatever the fuck it wants. There's a million opponents coming at you, and their gunfire lingers in the air, making it hard to dodge. The first level was already only semi-enjoyable as it is, so this one isn't enjoyable at all. At first I thought this was the police precinct from the look of it, but it's actually the museum where Simon Phoenix jacked the old guns, so this game starts off emulating the first scene and then just kind of does whatever it wants. Most stages aren't based on scenes from the movie at all. In fact, John Spartan stays in his outfit from the first scene basically throughout the entire game. He never upgrades to his futuristic cop uniform. Some feel this is the butchered port of a fairly decent Genesis game, and I'm not going out to get the Genesis version and play it to compare. I just don't have the time to play two versions of the same subpar game, but just looking at the playthroughs of the Genesis version, it's clear the graphics and sound of the Genesis version are fairly superior to the Super Nintendo port that I'm playing, but judging from the look of it, I bet even the Genesis version has the same odd speed jolt forward. Look at how Spartan moves and fires his gun. Honestly, everything about this playing experience is just offbeat, and I'm fucking annoyed by this because this game should be fun, but it's agitating. Alright, fuck it. Cliffhanger. I might only make it through this one if you taught me through it. Yeah, because these games fucking suck. Nice Rocky shirt. Well, okay, after the frustration of Demolition Man, I'm happy to be playing as Sly doing what he does best, punching the shit out of people, I guess. It's a beat-em-up, and it's mildly enjoyable. There's some platforming elements, and the jumps are awkward, though, so that makes the platforming elements less enjoyable, but there is a bit of climbing, because it's Cliffhanger. This one is just simple-minded fun, but there's really not much to say about it. What you see is what you get. You hit, you grab a knife, you stab someone, you got guns, you've got your options to, you know, whatever the fuck kind of combinations you want to do. But for a game based on a movie about a guy who climbs mountains, this should have been more of a platformer than it is. And that's a little disappointing because there does exist a platformer based on Cliffhanger for the NES. And this is it. Yeah. The most horrible 8-bit interpretation of a movie I may have ever seen. Every unappealing color imaginable is used here all mixed together, and look at the backgrounds. It looks like a drawing by a 6-year-old. This game is both god-awful to look at and looks absolutely nothing like the movie in its fucking entirety, and then they flash you an 8-bit picture of Sly to remind you that, oh yeah, it's based on Cliffhanger. But oddly enough, this one is mildly enjoyable also. If only it looked as much like the movie as the Super Nintendo version, you'd have a good Cliffhanger game. Maybe the more preferable Stallone movie-based Super Nintendo game to touch on would be Judge Dredd. It has phenomenal graphics and plays smoothly with controls that don't make you want to smash yourself in the fucking head. The camera follows you a bit if you duck, so that gets a little annoying. It's always got to be something, right? But overall, this is one that I can honestly recommend. It's beautiful to look at, it's fun to play, and only mildly flawed in certain respects. The only thing that irks me a bit about this being what I would call the only good Stallone game for Nintendo is that Judge Dredd is based on a comic, and there are a few Judge Dredd games that are solely based on the comics. So even though this particular one is the licensed movie game, should we consider this a Stallone game?
This is going to be one of the most important videos I've ever made. It's going to be long, but sit tight and take notes. This is going to be a thorough list of things I'd like young men to consider before getting into their first relationship, before having their first committed girlfriend. I'm going to be the ultimate big brother figure on this one and give you guys an understanding of what you're getting yourself into and how to properly go about it. These are things I wish I knew before I had my first girlfriend. Because when you do eventually find yourself a girlfriend as a teenager or a young adult, who pulls you aside and explains to you the severity of the situation? Maybe your parents tell you to use a condom and give a firm handshake if you meet the girl's dad, but who pulls you aside and says, son, you're 17 years old, there's a lot you need to understand about how developing feelings for a person is going to affect you, and here's the best way to handle those feelings. Who's having that conversation? Nobody. People are like, oh, you got yourself a girlfriend. That's cute, and just let you figure it all out on your own. When I got into my first relationship, I didn't know anything about women, as most of us don't at first, but it's just amazing that your family and parents are like, oh, that's great, you've got a girlfriend. That's kind of like telling the family, hey, I joined a fight club. Just thought it'd be a good idea. And the family being like, oh, that's great, he fights now. He doesn't know how to fight, but I'm sure he won't get the shit beat out of him. This should go just fine. Granted, in most cases, our parents are either divorced or in dysfunctional relationships themselves, just like our aunts and uncles and siblings and most of our friends. Like, if you haven't noticed, this is something that nearly everyone is horrible at. Now, whether I believe monogamous relationships are natural or logical is besides the point, because you still have a better shot at a successful relationship if you have an understanding of a few crucial things that hardly anyone understands, especially not at first. Love is not a movie. Love is not a TV show, a novel, or a poem. Love is a physical and emotional addiction to a person. Falling in love is falling into obsession and temporary insanity, but Hollywood has forever depicted this state of insanity as a state of fucking magic, so if you've never had a girlfriend, this is what you're probably imagining having one might be like. You get a girl, you're really nice to her, you do a lot of nice things for her, in return she falls for you the same way you fell for her, and you hold each other until the sun explodes. I live in the world of fantasy, so this is exactly how I approached my first relationship. I'm a writer, I'm a poet, I'm a filmmaker. I literally took cues from movies and thought I was going to live out a fucking romantic comedy without understanding the true dynamics of male-female relationships. So here's a few crucial things to understand and get in check before entering into a relationship. My first relationship was an absolute fucking shit show because I didn't understand any of these things, so take notes or suffer the same fate as many of us do our first time around, and for some people, every time around, being that some people never learn this information. Number 1, address your trauma. Sounds like an odd starting point, I understand, but bear with me. It's important to understand what you may be subconsciously seeking in a partner. I, for example, had a really shitty relationship with my mother growing up. She was really nasty to me, I hated her, and so guess what? I went out and found a woman exactly like my mother. Same sign, same positive attributes, same negative attributes. I was subconsciously seeking that sort of feminine love from a woman I felt was missing from my life due to my poor relationship with my mother. It's no surprise that my friends who don't have moms cling to women for dear life. In the same way, it's no surprise girls without fathers cling to a male lover for dear life. All our trauma comes from childhood, guys, and this is where it manifests. May sound overdramatic, but it's true. I also want to say, what cues did you pick up from your father? My father cried in front of me, spazzed in front of me, spazzed out on my mom in front of me. I never saw how a man properly leads his woman, earns respect from his woman, maintains his woman's attraction, and so as a result, my first girlfriend made me an emotional wreck because I had no clue how to deal with my feelings for her. If you're a lonely guy who also dealt with similar family issues, trust that a girlfriend is not the answer to your problems. You won't get the love you always wanted. It will bring to the surface any emotional baggage you carry. So these are things to be aware of. Did you watch your dad hit your mom? Did you watch your parents fight? Did you have an absentee parent? Did you have parents who never communicated or never showed affection towards each other? All these things were subconsciously absorbed as you were growing up. It is your reference for what a relationship looks like. Number 2, choose wisely. If you are completely inexperienced with women, it is not wise to commit to the first girl that ever takes interest in you, because you gotta have some level of experience